Hi everyone. Today we will see how we can run tests parallelly. So how we can utilize parallelism properly in a Playwright framework, right? So first, let me focus on two things here today. One is folder structure, and the second thing is a parallelism. See, if you see in my last video also, we have created a pages and base folder, right? These folders. So in future we may need to create some more folders for data or some other things, etc., right? So what will happen, the framework looks bit weird to see all the folders in a single directory. So let's make it very easy to look. So for that you just have to create a folder called src, and forget about this Playwright report. As of now we can delete this, and also test report we can delete this, because if you see in Playwright config.ts in the report section, so we can configure this, right? So we can configure the folder path. I have given it as a UI test report, so that all the test reports will be available in UI test report. Okay, so what we have to do now, so just move pages to src and then base to src. So what will happen if you do that? So let me delete this as well, this we don't need test output. So what will happen if you do like that? So we may get some import errors if you go here, and if you see in base.test.ts. So the pages, what is the error we are getting? Just let me look into it. Sometimes this folder structure is not getting loaded. Let me restart it. Yeah, pages in dashboard. And we may get, okay, why we are not seeing errors here is because import errors here, because it is auto imported all the auto corrected all the imports, so that's why we're not seeing any errors here. So but whereas I'm still seeing one issue in a base test. Okay, what is that? Parameter use implicitly has any type. What happened to this? Yeah, it is asking to add a type reference since we are using TypeScript, so that's it. So anyway, I have accepted the fix from Copilot, that is fine. And this is how we need to organize a folder structure, so it looks a bit cleaner than earlier. So this example tests also we no need, so we can delete this. And now it looks very clean in manner, right? So that's how we need to maintain a folder structure. So when it comes to parallelism, right, so we just have to open the configuration file playwright config.ts. As we know, we have to do all the configuration from playwright config.ts. So if you see here, there is a flag called fully parallel true. So I suggest you to make this as true always and manage parallelism within the test, right? So within the test means, for example, I have created a sample.spec.ts and example.spec.ts to showcase the output, how it will be after we configure the parallelism. So nothing, you can paste some sample test code here, whatever. So I have put some sample tests under the describe block. So to enable parallelism or serialization, we just have to use test.describe.serial. Under this hook, right, under this hook, we need to move all our tests. I have moved two tests under the describe block. So if you see here, and I'm asking this file to run serially, like one by one. Similarly for sample, so I want both to be run serially. So what will happen, right, if you run it, oh sorry, it's not npm, it's npx. So I'm not running in headed mode. So see, it is using two workers, total tests are 4, right? So if you see, if you see here, as I said, there are two tests in this file under the describe block, and we mark it as serial. And again in the example file we have a describe block, we mark it as a serial, and again we have a two tests enabled. So which means total 4 tests, and it opens a two workers, right? Yeah, 4 tests in each file. The playwright is running tests serially, but whereas when it comes to two files, it is working with the two workers. So it is parallelly executing two files at the same time, it means, right? So it is not executing one by one. So you may wonder because you're not seeing a workers in real time right now. So if we see, if I mark it as headed mode, if I run it as headed, then you will see the difference. See, again it is running 4 tests using two workers. See, this is one worker. See, there are two workers here. If you could able to see in my taskbar, there are two workers are enabled. So what will happen in this way, we can save time of execution. So instead of running scripts in 1 minute, it will run it in 21 seconds only. If we see, so we can save some time by using workers. So in other way also you can run scripts parallelly. You can consolidate all the tests and put it in a single file. We just have to see, for example, let me create a file here, all test.spec.ts, and I want to export this test similarly to example test. So what will happen if we export a module, we can import a module in anywhere in the framework, right? So now what I will do, I will go here, I will see, if you remember, we configure Playwright tests in base test. So for that we have to import test from src base test, right? So similarly we want to import these two as well. So for example, in real-time scenario we may need to consolidate all the tests and run it as a single file, like a smoke or regression. So in such cases you can do like this. You can do like this. Okay, you can import a sample from sample spec. So because this is in a test folder itself, we no need to um, you know import from any other folder. We can use a root folder as a dot, and then we can go to go. And similarly example as well. So what you have to do now is, because we need to use the same test across the framework, for that you have to use test dot describe dot configure minute mode. Array, just a minute. I forgot the syntax. Yeah, mode colon parallel. And then I want to simply sample an example. Let me fix using this copilot because I forgot the syntax. I may need to check that. Yeah, all the issues are resolved now. Maybe this is a problem. I forgot the syntax, so I did not use the curly braces. That's okay, no problem. But we can focus on execution. So if you go to the package.json where we configure all the commands, if you see, I have already added a command to execute the scripts for the all test.split.txt. So we just have to run that. So what will happen when you run it? See, it is running 4 tests using 2 workers. If you see my task bar, see there are 2 workers. So there is no much difference as earlier execution. I just consolidated the tests in a single file so that I can use that file as a reference to run all the tests, like smoke or regression, sanity. So in that way we can consolidate and we can even utilize parallelism properly. So for example, you may have a question that, in serialization, what will happen if one test is failed, so other will skip. So this is expected behavior. So in that case you no need to worry. So whatever you want to run as a serial, you can keep it in a describe block. Otherwise you can maintain in outside a describe block, and write any sample test like this. And if you run, what will happen? It will utilize properly. The parallelism will be utilized by properly by Playwright automatically. If I run this, what will happen? So if you can see here, earlier it's 4 tests, right? Now it is 5 tests and 3 workers. So whatever you want to keep in the describe block to run serially, so that you can keep it in a describe block. Other than that, you can keep it separately, so that it will run, those also will run parallelly. So if you don't want to keep the parallel tests in a same file where we use serial, so it's okay that you can create one more file here, and then that file you can what yeah, you can add these tests which you wanted to run parallelly, and that you can call it in all tests. Simple, as simple as that. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.